Welcome to Inside New Albany Football with Coach Cody Stubblefield. I'm Jody Walls.
I'm Brady Brock.
We're with Gumtree Mortgage here in New Albany over on Starland Avenue. We specialize in home financing needs, whether it's a purchase, a refinance, or a new construction.
And we're super passionate about trying to help you find the home of your dreams, help you get it financed, just like this one right here.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Come out, hit him in the mouth from the first play, we're going to be fine.
Welcome to episode 3 this season of season 3 of Inside New Albany High School Football with Mr. Paul Henry and Coach Cody Stubblefield. Our site sponsor for the show is Wally Morgan State Farm Insurance, where we're sitting. And also our show sponsor is Gumtree Mortgage, Brady Brock and
Jody Walls.
Yep. We really appreciate the sponsors for joining us. If you need any insurance or looking for a home mortgage, please reach out to them. So, Coach Itawamba, last week, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, got off to a slow start. They jumped up on us. The biggest takeaway that we got, our guys kept fighting. We turned it on a little bit, made a couple of adjustments, and offensive line kind of started playing better. Started moving the ball a little bit, being a little more consistent, getting first down after first down. Our kids just battled, didn't end up on top, but we got it back to where we scared them a little bit, got within 7 at one point. Turned the ball over a time or two. They turned the ball over, kept us in the game a little bit. Ultimately, just fell short. Had a really good team. Clint Hoops does a tremendous job with those guys. Michael Campbell, some of those other coaches on staff. They're really a solid team. Then you put number 2 on top of that. Isaac Smith is a tremendous athlete. He's going to get a lot of recognition throughout the year. We just a little too much for us Friday night. But, that being said, really proud of the fight we had. Consistently started moving the ball. Defensively, we've got to make sure we tackle a little bit better, try to find a way to get a star like that on the ground. Special teams was another bright spot. Kicking game was really good again. 2 field goals on the night by Witt. Robbins and our other guy, Grayson Alexander, they were both 100% on extra points. So we had a 9th grader punting. A lot of really young players getting in on the action. Again, fell short, but proud of the effort that our guys showed.
Yeah, I think what we pulled 20, 28, 21. We pulled within 7 there. We're moving.
At one point, it was even 30, 35, 28.
Right, and I think it was some big play. Maybe we had a big play get called back for a penalty or something.
They turned the ball over. We went over the top with the play that Caleb Shaw, Braden put a really good pass on the money. Shaw bobbled a little bit, but had a lot of concentration, came down with the ball. Then we got into a gate formation, moved back to kick it. They jumped offside, so we elected to go for 2. When we got the 2-point conversion, that kind of got us back within a 1 score. And then we traded scores again. Just kind of ran out. We had a turnover. Would have got it back within 7 again, but one of our young sophomores turned the ball over. Zion Robinson had 3 really good runs in a row, and then fumbled it. So again, we needed to find a way to consistently stop Isaac Smith and their offense. We didn't do that. As hard as the defense fought and tried, we fell short there. So couldn't stop them, and then waited too long in the game to get moving on offense.
Well, I think anytime you're playing against a ranked team, it comes down to 1 or 2 possessions, right? And there seemed like every time that we would make a big play or we would match them, or get close, it just seemed like something didn't go our way when that happened.
Yeah, and one of the things I noticed is I think we got it 28-21-ish. Then we got it 35-28. Anytime we got it close, they would break a long play. And sometimes that's what happens when you got a D1 player
no doubt
on your side that's being recruited in the SEC.
I think Isaac Smith, he had somewhere around 5 or 6 touches for 180 yards and several touchdowns. So
That's a pretty good average.
He was, again, very hard to tackle. Anytime he got the ball, there was one play he kind of hurdled at the line of scrimmage, made a couple guys miss, and if he got loose, we weren't going to catch him. He's fast enough that he can run away from us. So. Again, like I said, from a defensive standpoint, need to tackle better. Need to make sure we wrap up. And again, it was just a tough night trying to contain number 2.
So when you started the game, because I know we talk a lot about 2, but it seemed like early in the game they threw the ball real well, and it seemed to surprise me. Almost maybe we were up on the line. Did we start out down?
A couple times we had some bust in the secondary, and one of those times specifically was our eyes in the backfield on 2.
Gotcha.
So even if he wasn't getting the ball,
as a decoy,
you had to kind of pay attention to where he was, and kind of that lulled us to sleep a couple times. So our secondary is something that we definitely have to shore up. We can't allow long passes over the top. The quickest way to give up points is to secondary to lapse or something.
Sure.
So. Bottom line, need to be more sound on defense. Need to find a way to get guys on the ground, and then keep defense and keep offenses in front of us in the secondary. But again, credit to those guys. That was a really good football team we played.
Well, a lot of bright spots. You're competing with a ranked team, right? We were right there at them. I think we had a couple backs that ran the ball real well. Has been big defensive plays. Like you said, our offensive line played extremely well. We moved the ball the whole night. I mean, we literally did after those first couple of drives.
Yeah, as things kind of settled in, it seemed like our offensive line started leaning on them, and that's where we kind of got some.
Yeah, and Braden made some really good throws.
Overall, I think Braden played really well. Played a really good game. Offensive line played well, like you said. We spotted a very good team, 21. They got up 21-0 on us. To beat good teams, you can't do that, obviously. Like I said, we're very pleased with the fight and the battle that the guys showed, coming back, making it a game, competing, getting back, scratching, clawing to get back into the game. I think ultimately, though, it comes down to, we started off slow and we couldn't stop them on defense, So, we got to find a way to get that stop. Again, we really like our defensive line, like their linebackers, secondary. Those guys just, again, they went up against a good team. Itawamba got the better of us.
And team full of seniors, right? And one of the things that I really, as I watched the game, I reflected on was we've got a bunch of young players. And this kind of reminds me, and I told Coach this, he may not agree, but it kind of reminds me when we were coaching and we went 6-6 or somewhere in there, and then the next year we went 13-1. We had a bunch of young guys that as sophomores won 3 games, then won 6 games, then won 13 games. You can kind of see that happening. There was another thing that I was really impressed with. It's real easy for players when things aren't going their way to get down and not compete. What I enjoyed watching this team was down 21-3, something like that. We start moving the ball. We get it to 28-21, I think, and then we get it to 35-28. You saw those linemen hopping around. You saw people excited. You saw no quit, and that's fun to coach.
I think, our conditionings thus far, we've gone out this year and have kind of changed the tempo of our offense. We practice at a greater speed at practice and have the ability to speed the game up, and run the offense a little bit quicker. I think that's paid dividends in our just overall conditioning by practicing a lot faster by those offensive line, the skill guys running back to the line, getting ready to go, running as many plays as we can in a short period of time. I think our condition showed that we were in better conditioning than Itawamba was.
Sure.
They third quarter, into the third quarter, on to the fourth, they started having a lot of guys cramping up. Just coming out of the game, stopping the game. We may have had some guys, starting to feel that way, but they fought through it. We didn't have a guy on the ground. Really, really proud of the way our guys fought and competed and got out. We were short a couple of guys with Zach Clay being out, and so that made some guys do some double duty on offense of those skill positions as well, and they really battled and did a good job of that. After East Union week 1, we felt good about some things. We still feel really good about some things. Again, we played a good football team, played well, just made too many mistakes and got off to a slow start.
Sure.
Well, talk to us a little bit about stats. I think both of our backs had roughly 100 yards, didn't they?
Yeah, we had when we did it off of film, we had Cody Atkins with a little over 100 yards, and then Keelan Simpson was under it, but he also had a lot of passing yards, receptions. We were over 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing, so we were pretty balanced. Braden had a big night. A lot of that was screen game where the offensive line's out in there running. We had a big running back screen. to Cody Atkinson for about a 50-yard gain, really big play. We had another big play to Caleb Shaw that got us down to the 1. That was around 50 yards. So, 2 big plays right there. Was a lot of that. But we had over 400 yards of offense. So we definitely moved the ball on a good team.
Yeah.
Well, I can say one thing, too. We really appreciate everybody coming out Friday night. Yeah. We had a great crowd. The atmosphere was awesome. They were getting behind our guys. And
I think everybody knew Etowah was coming. They wanted to see us and how where we could be. I think hopefully, that the guys and the people that watched the game saw those guys fight and saw those guys, get after it. They take a lot of pride on Friday nights. They want, people to come out and support them, but also to understand that they're working hard day in and day out, and they want to put a good show and a good, performance in front of those fans. We want Friday nights to be the place to be in New Albany. We live in such a great town and community that Friday nights, and have the great school district that we have. Friday nights is a special place. All across the state of Mississippi. On Friday nights we appreciate the great crowd we have. I want to keep that up. That was one of the better crowds. I think that was a better crowd than we had all last year, probably. Just a really, really good crowd and good environment. And like I said, I know our guys enjoy playing in front of it.
Coming out of COVID, the crowd sizes were tough. People were, feeling certain ways about going into crowds. I think people are feeling more comfortable. So I'm proud we're back to a large crowd. And so before we get to next week, is there anything else you want to talk about this week?
Like I said, you talked about having some young players. I think I've said the whole time we've got a really good balance. We've got some key guys, Darrell Boland, Cody Atkinson, three of our offensive linemen are seniors. So it's a good mix of experienced players, but again, a lot of young guys that we're excited about. Guys that are going to be with us for a long time, that are going to be productive. Just can't wait till next week. Can't wait to get to Byhalia, but then the next week, and just see how these guys grow and respond week after week. And get better as the season goes.
Well, we've seen improvement every week, right? They're getting better every game they play, and just competing. Competing every play, trying to win that battle every single play.
Football. Just like anything, you put a lot of time and effort into it, and nobody wants to perform better than those kids, But that's the same way on both sides of the ball. It doesn't always happen your way, but there have been times through my career that things go bad and kids start fussing and fighting and griping or quitting or laying down, whatever the case may be. And we're really, really pleased with those guys and the way they fought, the way they continued to get up, to hustle out there, to try to get back in. And they did get back into it. And, we told them after the game that, the game didn't end the way we wanted to, but we're extremely proud of their performance, extremely proud of their effort, and excited about what that showed for the future.
And that's impressive to me. You've coached a lot of places. Mr. Henry, you have too. New Albany's the only place I've ever coached, but I've seen exactly what you described. And, there's coaches who say you shouldn't have to coach effort. Sometimes you end up coaching effort. But it is fun when you have a group that gets after it regardless of the score and just works hard.
On Friday night, the coach's role, you've tried to prepare, and we've tried to do everything you can to get them in that position to be successful. But you're an encourager on Friday night. You're trying to get on them, get them to do right, whatever the case may be. But most of the time on Friday nights, it's make corrections and lift them up and get them going. So again, they played really well and had a great effort. There's only a few things we can say as far as we didn't like the way it ended, but we're really glad with the way we played.
Well, I tell you, one thing happened the other night, and I wish he'd have got in, but wasn't it Matt Harris, one of our linemen, picked up a fumble and was advancing the ball? I was cheering for him, trying to get in that end zone. I'd love for a lineman to score.
If you watched the game, you saw us kind of going away from number 2 a lot of the times on offense, and it was funny because after that, I think number 2 ended up tackling him, and I think he remembered who number 2 was. And
I like it.
He definitely had some things to say as far as remembering Isaac Smith hitting him and stuff. And so, Matthew, that's any time in an offensive lineman's career that you get a chance to get on the ball and run the football. It's definitely something that he's going to remember. And the good thing is he got some yards out of it. I think he had 5 yards. The big thing we talk about, he definitely is in the stat sheets. And the reality of that is, regardless of how long a running back runs it, if he fumbles it, the other guy gets those yards. And so,
have you ever seen an NFL where they'll do practices and they'll let the linemen be the skill guys? I bet that's a lot of fun, and they get that opportunity.
Well, and I'm waiting for Chris Russell's hype video, right? Because I hope that cut. I hope our big man running the football makes a cut for the hype
Makes
video
the
this
cut.
week.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Well, good deal. Well, Coach, thanks so much. So stay with us, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about this week's opponent, so don't leave us.
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
Well, welcome back to Inside New Albany High School Football. So now we're going to talk about this coming week's opponent. Before we do, though, we had a debut on radio and TV last week. Mr. Henry, how was that?
Well, I tell you what, let's just say that was interesting for me, and I promise you, David Good, I cannot fill your shoes. I promise you I can't. But, hey, enjoyed being with Kurt and Mr. Conley, and we had a big time. And I tell you what, they do an amazing job on the radio and all. And when I went back and actually watched the game online, you know,
on YouTube.
And I tell you what, I felt like I was doing things not the right way, you know, but
it's definitely harder than it looks.
It is definitely harder than it looks, but I promise you, David Good, you have no worries about me filling your shoes in the future.
Well, what I would tell you is everybody who's listening or watching from home, for all three of the guys that do that, it's a lot harder than it looks. So
100%, and they've done it for quite
years.
some time now, and I tell you, they do an amazing job with that. But it's definitely harder than you think it is, for sure.
You know, the broadcast in general, Chris Russell, the kids in journalism, the WNAU crew, those guys that you mentioned. I mean, it's a production. It really is, and they do a tremendous job with that. You know, that's not something that you have that quality of a game and a broadcast everywhere. We're really fortunate to have those kids and those men that do that weekly.
Yeah, so I was out of town. I can't remember where I was, but I was out of town and got to watch it on live stream. And, you know, even some of the sideline shots, we'd score a touchdown and they would throw the camera on the track looking at the fans. I thought that was really cool. So Chris and the kids, also the radio guys, are all doing a really good job. And I know people all over town. I mean, Tallahatchie Gourmet tweeted a picture. They're showing it while people are eating. And so I know the whole town appreciates it.
No doubt. And I keep saying this over and over and over, but, you know, we're like a family, right? New Albany's like a family. We want our kids to be successful. We want our community to be successful. You know, football just brings all that together.
Absolutely. So let's talk about this week. Where do we play? Who do we play? And tell us about it.
Week 3, we're at Byhalia. You know, Jeff Payne is a guy that's retired, out-of-state coach, came into Mississippi. This is his first year at Byhalia. I got the job, I think, middle of the summer sometime. You know, so he's relatively short span there, but brings a lot of experience, you know, and knowledge to Byhalia's program. You know, Byhalia gets off the bus, they're going to be impressive. You know, they are every year. They've got some guys that are exceptional athletes that are going to be big up front. You know, in the past, they haven't put some of that together. Whether it be turnovers or just missed assignments, and you know, they haven't put it together. You know, we're certainly hoping that Friday night they don't put it together and we're fine. You know, but when we get there, you know, we're gonna have to make sure we play well. You know, anytime we play, we want to make sure we're playing at a high level. You know, but certainly a team like that's your come in that you should be able to take care of. You know, you don't want to let them get confidence. You don't want to wind up in a dogfight. So we want to come out swinging. Want to be dominant, even though, like I said, they're going to have some physical guys that are going to be good. But we've got some of those too, though. So we want to make sure we play the way we're capable. And get after them from the first of the whistle.
Well, you know, when we go on the road, it's always a dogfight, right? No matter who you play and where you go. Playing somebody, beating somebody on their home field is always harder than at your place, right?
Yeah, you know, like I said, they've gotten beat by Ripley and then got beat by Lewisburg. You know, but again, they're a wing T team, you know, offensively. So it's going to be a different look for our defense. They're going to do some unbalanced sets. You know, some things that we've got to make sure we get lined up and right. Anytime you add guys to line of scrimmage, you're creating gaps for a defense. And so, you know, our defense and every defense is built around being gap sound. You know, so we're gonna have to make sure do our linebackers get us in the right alignment, and then make sure we play sound defensively. You know, the other thing we want to do, we talked a lot about not tackling well this past week. We want to make sure we tackle better this week. You know, so offensively, their defense, Byhalia's defense, they're very similar. They're going to play a 3-4. A lot of teams are going that to kind of combat the spread offense. So we're going to be very familiar with just the alignment on their defensive side of the ball. So I think that'll provide some comfort for our O-line. Anytime you get kind of used to that, it makes it for a little bit easier. But we got to do just like we do every week: win the line of scrimmage. Get after those guys up front and throw and catch offensively. So it's gonna be a good game. We're excited about getting to go down there and getting back on the field.
Are you getting any players back that have been injured, and do you have any that are possibly injured that won't get to play?
Yeah, this past week, Zach Clay, he has started the first game at slot receiver. He does a lot of things on special teams. He's a backup holder, backup snapper, as a big part of the team. He was out last week. He's got a leg injury, so we're expecting him to be back. He's practiced this week. He was our biggest, contributor as far as starters go. That was out. We do have, Drew Hobson is still out. He hasn't been here all season. He's been getting good reports. He's still got some time that he's going to be out, but we're optimistic that he is going to get to kind of get back with us before the end of the season. So that's going to be a returning starting inside linebacker that we'd like to get back. Friday night, Ethan Cathy's our starting left tackle. He got banged up. He's got a knee injury. Hoping that it's not too serious. He went to the doctor today, had it examined, but they're taking care of him. His parents taking care of him. Drew, want to basically make sure we can get him out there as quick as we can. But Ethan's a big part of our team and our offense, especially. So we probably will be without Ethan tomorrow night, and then we'll kind of see that goes. But with that, we get to get another guy an opportunity to get in. We'll shuffle the deck a little bit. The plan right now is for Ethan Conley, our center, to shift out to left tackle. He's going to play there some. We've got a guy that's been getting reps there. Horn. He's been a good guy for us there, so you'll see him in the game. When Ethan bumps out, we're going to shift Matthew Harris to center, which will open up a guard spot, and then Jackson Howard, another ninth grader, is going to come in and probably start at that right guard. So anytime you get an opportunity to start a ninth grader that you feel good about, you like getting those reps and that experience there. So look for Jackson Howard and then Brady Horn to get some reps, and those are two. That's a ninth grader and a sophomore.
And the game still starts at 7:30, right?
Game still at 7:30. To go along with those.
August and September?
Through August and September, every game starts at 7:30. When we get into October, it's going to push back to 7 o'clock, which is the normal start time. But we talked about those two young guys. Of course, we've got a lot of other young guys. Braden Shettles is still going to be that quarterback. He did a really good job last week for us. Had a lot of yards throwing. We played a tough game. He'll be back again. That's another ninth grader.
I think Braden, just a quick comment, I was impressed. It's real hard when you're rolling out on the run to make good throws. And I've seen him make a few to the sideline that most quarterbacks would throw away or they'd take off running. He's made some hard throws right there. So he looks good moving the pocket, evading, and extending plays.
Yeah, we try to get him. He's fast. He's very mobile. He does a good job on the run, like you're saying. So we do some different things to get him running. We also, when things break down, when the play's not going just right, he's got the ability to scramble, to extend plays. We've done it. Dennis Robbins has come in and done a good job with some of those guys, and we've done a scramble drill more often this year than we have in the past because Braden extends plays, gives those receivers an opportunity to stay moving, getting open, and
they've done a good job of that. You can tell the practice.
Jarrell Boland's touchdown, that he got was a broke down play. Jarrell kept moving. Braden found him, led to a touchdown. So Braden's ability to extend plays and any quarterback's ability to extend plays is a huge attribute to an offense. So, but again, Braden's a ninth grader. DJ Robinson was a two-way starter Friday. That's a sophomore. A lot of young guys. Jeb Bowen plays a lot on both sides. Another sophomore. Jaden Hicks is a sophomore that starts at defensive end. Emmanuel Tucker's a ninth grader that starts at defensive end. We started a ninth grader inside linebacker with Parker Skinner. A lot of young guys getting to play. Again, it goes back to that good mix of experience and young guys. But again, week in and week out, we're excited about another opportunity to go see those guys get better and compete.
Well, tell us a little bit about Byhalia. What are some numbers that we need to pay attention to and looking at them, and what are we going to see from them?
Yeah, we heard what the offense and defense look like, but who are some of the players we need to watch out for?
Yeah, they're going to have several different guys that got to watch. Anytime you have a triple, a wing T offense,
The two wings in the back are a big deal.
Right, those guys are where it starts and stops. But both wings are really good players. They're full of athletes. They've thrown the ball, I think, a total of 8 times, and haven't had a completion yet. So we've got to stop the
run the ball.
Heavy dose, right? Heavy dose of running.
No doubt. Fullbacks.
And they're always big and strong when they. I mean, for years coaching against them, they're always big, strong, and fast.
Yeah, fullback's a big kid. He's going to be a physical runner, and then those two wings that got great speed. So, I mean, they're certainly guys that we've got to contain. The issue for them has been, like I said, just putting it together, blocking up front, those assignments being sound. They've typically had trouble sustaining drives. So, those are the things we want to up front. We want to continue to cause problems on the line, and like I said, just not let those guys get going.
Yep.
And new coach, right? They've got a new coach up there, so
yeah,
really.
Yep.
Came in July. That's right. That's right. So, well, thanks so much for being with us. We hope you enjoyed episode 3. Like we said, our sponsors were here at State Farm Insurance, Mr. Wally Morgan, and also the show is sponsored by Gumtree Mortgage, Brady Brock, and Jody Walls. So give them a call. We want to thank you so much for watching, and we hope you see you next week.
Go Dogs.
Wally Morgan State Farm is proud to host Coach Cody Stubblefield's New Albany Bulldog pregame show.
At Wally Morgan State Farm, family is important to us. We think of ourselves as a family and our community as a family, and nothing is more important than nurturing the youth in our community. We are super proud of Coach Stubblefield and all the work he's done for Bulldog football, and we are super excited to support him and the entire team and see what they do this season. Go Dogs!
This week's Hype Video is brought to you by Pam Brown State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, yo, bad play.
We're back at Byhalia High School. We're going to send it down to David Good for tonight's starting lineup. David? All right, I want to thank you, Kurt. Got a little wind blowing down here. No rain just yet, but got the wind blowing. See if I can't get these guys on the starting lineup for tonight. Starting out for the Bulldogs on the line at left tackle, number 52, Ethan Conley. He is 6 foot, 239 pound junior. At the left guard, number 54, Peyton Rogers. He's 5'8", 185 pound senior. At center tonight, wearing number 62, Matthew Harris, 5'8", 220 pound senior. At the right guard, number 67, Brady Horn, 5'8", 190 pound sophomore. And at the right tackle, number 55, Patrick Gibbs, 6'2", 263 pound senior. At the wide receivers tonight is starting on the left side, wearing number 7, Caleb Shumpert, a 6'2", 145 pound junior. In the slot on the left, wearing number 20, Jarrell Bolin. He's a 5'9", 190 pound senior. On the right side, on the wide out, wearing number 13, 5'9", 140 pound sophomore, Jeb Bolin. And in the slot on the right side, wearing number 14, a junior, 5'7", 145 pound, Caleb Shaw. Running backs for the Bulldogs tonight, Starting out, number 22, a senior, 5'7", 150-pound, Cody Atkinson. At the tight end position, wearing number 35, a sophomore, 6 foot, 210-pound, Jaden Hicks. And at the H-back, wearing number 51, a senior, 5'7", 173 pounds, Zane Chapman. And the quarterback for the Bulldogs, wearing number 2, Braden Shettles. He's a freshman, 6'1", 162 pounds. That's your Wyndham TV and Appliance starting offensive lineup. We'll be back after these messages to get our defensive starters. You're listening to 1470 WNAU. Starting front line for the Bulldogs, wearing number 35, Jaden Hicks. He's a 6 foot, 210 sophomore. I'm sorry, that's 35. At the nose guard, wearing number 56, a senior, 5'7", 223 pounds, Montavio Sullivan. At the right end, wearing number 95, a freshman, 6'5", 280-pound, Emmanuel Tucker. The linebackers on that left side, on the outside, wearing number 20 and leading tackler for the Bulldogs, a senior, at 5'9", 190 pounds, Jarrell Bowling. In the middle on the left, wearing number 5, a freshman, 5'7", 175 pounds, Parker Skinner. On the right side, outside linebacker, wearing number 3, a junior, 5'10", 185 pounds, Caleb Shaw. And in the middle on the right side, wearing number 12, a junior, 5'8", 130 pounds, Jack Keener. At the cornerback position on the left side, wearing number 14, a junior, 5'7", 145 pounds, Caleb Shaw. At the strong safety position, wearing number 13, a sophomore, 5'9", 140 pounds, Jeff Boland. At the free safety position, wearing number 4, sophomore, 5'7", 140 pounds, DJ Robinson. And at the right cornerback for the Bulldogs, wearing number 22, a senior, 5'7", 150 pounds, Cody Atkinson. As far as our special teams tonight, long snapper will be number 52, Ethan Conley. Our holder will be number 13, Jeff Boland. Kickers will be number 80, Grayson Alexander, and also number 29, Whit Robbins. Our punter tonight, wearing number 26, Matt Sheffield. And that's your Wyndham TV and Appliance starting lineup. We'll be back after these messages with more live here from Byhalia, Mississippi.
About 4 minutes, 5 minutes before we start this football game, I want to remind you I'm Kurt Saul, joined by Keith Conley, David Good, and Chris Russell. You can get tonight's game on WNAU 1470 AM. You can also get it streaming, WNAU.com, or you can go to New Albany Schools, look on YouTube, and you'll see the football game. Chris Hanlon is streaming tonight. He's the director of journalism at New Albany High School. Always does a good job with it. Look forward to listening and watching on all versions of it. Keith's captain's about to hit the field almost a few minutes before we get ready to go.
Yeah, captains for New Albany tonight are going to be number 56, Montavio Sullivan, Number 51, Zane Chapman. Number 25, Zach Clay. And number 32, Latarian Cameron.
Byhalia band still on the field as the captains await the opportunity to go out and meet in midfield. We've got some clouds moving into I don't know if that's the north, south, east, or west. I'm not good on my direction, but it's a big black cloud to the right. And we're going to be lucky if we miss it.
Yeah, looking at the radar, it looks like back home they must have got some good rain, and we're going to be on the very top tip of it, so maybe we won't get too much of it.
Looking at the radar, it looks like we're right on the edge of it. It could blow just to the south of us if we get lucky. Byhalia comes into this football game tonight 0-2 on the season, and they've really struggled. Got a young team and not taking anything away from anybody's effort, but this should be a game where New Albany really gets to relax a little bit, should be able to get the game under control in the first half, and might even see some fresh faces that second half tonight.
Well, I talked about that earlier. You would think that would be the case. I hope so. And again, it's kind of like we talk about in college and pro and all that. You got those preseason games, and we're not to the district games yet, but this is one of those games you expect to win and hopefully come through it injury-free and get a lot of people to get to play tonight.
A couple of minutes before kickoff, we're going to take a 60-second break. Back with Bulldog football after these messages. Down in the north end zone, preparing for the game, but we're going to have the national anthem. We're going to take 60 seconds for that, and we'll be right back. field here and national anthem, and just about ready for captains to go out on the field here tonight. Bulldogs are out of the dressing room. The Byhalia team is coming out as we speak. And, Keith, I don't know what else we can say till we get this thing started. You covered it pretty well. The Bulldogs really for these first two games, I don't see how we could have expected them to look any more organized. I mean, as you say, each union's one thing, but last week against Itawamba, they couldn't have played much of a cleaner football game.
No, and that's really surprising for a football team, to play your first two games and not have any more penalties than we had. Had some turnovers, but not many. It's just two good football teams. And again, you talk about having those preseason games before you play your division games. Well, Itawamba, to me, unless somebody else proves me wrong, is probably the best team we're going to play in the regular season. So that was a tough one to start out the early part of the season with. And, again, even though we lost the football game, I thought we really held ourselves.
Well, you said it pretty good, Keith. We've got a tough schedule ahead of us. I'll say that if we've got somebody on there better than Itawamba, man, they got a really good football team. But we will be back at New Albany High School next week. Boonville will be coming to town, and Boonville, they've always got a good football team. They've always got some good skilled folks, and you can bet the week after that they'll Carins the Warriors. So there's just no let up when you're playing in 4A football. I mean, you get a couple of these preseason games that lighten it up a little bit, but it's no easy road to go.
No, Boonville usually, they always have good athletes on both sides of the ball, and then, as you said, then you got Corinth after that, and everybody knows Corinth's going to have a good program. So, again, we just got to continue to get better as we play each game, and when the division gets here, hopefully we will be ready to win some football games in the league.
Byhalia band leaving the field now. Captains are going to come out. We're going to send it back to the station for 60 seconds, and we'll be back with tonight's kickoff. To the second half, so we'll be kicking off to Byhalia here on a cloudy, windy night. It's really, the temperature's dropped, the wind has picked up, it is extremely cloudy, but so far no rain.
Well, I'll tell you what, the temperature-wise, it definitely feels really good, and kind of got the football weather for sure, and we are finally getting ready to kick this thing off, and as you said, the Bulldogs are going to be kicking to Byhalia.
Robinson teed it up at the 40-yard line as we're just about ready to get underway. And what a job both of these kickers have done for the Bulldogs. I think they've been 100% on extra points and field goals. And one of those was a 42-yard field goal. I think another was a 32. And the kicking game just really shining for the Bulldogs.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The kicking game, the first field goal of the year was 42 yards. And so it's I think we're in good hands with the kickers.
Robbins awaiting the signal to kick it. Byhalia's getting an additional player on the field. And we are just about ready to get it underway. on a really comfortable night here at Byhalia, and here comes the kick. It's a high, towering kick. It's going to hit at the 12-yard line, picked up at the 10, out to the 20, it's down the sideline, breaks a tackle, still on his feet at the 40, taken out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice return by the Byhalia Indians, 1st and 10.
Well, if you wanted to find a negative from last week's game, in my opinion, we struggled on kickoff coverage, and that time we got down the field. We just let him get to the corner on us, and when he did, as we talked about earlier, Byhalia is going to have some talent, skill people, and he was able to get the thing. It's like, we're going to have a penalty here, or no? They just prodded him back further than I thought.
Yeah. And, you know, the funny thing about it is Robbins is really getting good height on those kickoffs. Should be plenty of time for the coverage teams to get down the field, but some reason that's one thing that we have. If you got to say one thing that's a weakness, we hadn't really shined on our kickoff coverage.
Yep.
Indians come to the line. Quarterback will work up under center. 2 tight end set, fakes it one way, comes back the other way, trying to get outside across the 45 out to the 46-yard line. Gained about 4 yards on it. Give him 5 maybe. If we're going to say 4, make it 2nd and 6.
Well, they do a lot of misdirection, as we talked about. They're going to hand it to one running back, and they're going to have somebody else coming in motion. That's exactly what they did that time, and they were able to get to the corner a little bit and pick up, as you said, about 4 yards.
2nd down and 6 for the Indians. Just underway here from Byhalia. As the Bulldogs show a 3-down lineman set, walk a couple of backers up on the end, hand off straight ahead, and there's nowhere to go. He's going to lose 3 yards on it. Depending on where they're going to mark it, they're going to actually mark him about a 1-yard loss back to the 45. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, that time the Bulldog defense just did a really good job of plugging the hole. Wanted the big guys up front, wanted the line of scrimmage, and there just wasn't anything there for the Indians.
3rd down 7. First possession of the football game for the Indians. They work with their quarterback up under center. Work a wing back to the right, fake it up the middle, give it outside, trying to turn it upfield. Nowhere to go. He's going to get 1 yard out of it, Keith. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. And I suspect they'll have to punt the football away. 4th and 6, actually. And the punt team is going to check into the football game.
Well, that was that number 11, I think it's who that was, and there's not a number 11 on my roster for them, so maybe I'm not seeing it. But it looked like a really good athlete, got the ball going to the outside, and Bulldogs just did a super job with containment and able to cut him back and hold him to nothing, really.
DJ will get back deep for the Bulldogs. That's DJ Robinson. He'll land up along the 18-yard line, anticipating the Indians' punt. Got a decent snap. Is under pressure. Got it away. It might have been blocked. I don't know. The official reached out to grab the football in the air. I've seen a lot in my years of football, but I hadn't seen that before.
I think they weren't ready to start the play.
They had blown it dead. That's what
we were offsides.
Okay. Play had been blown dead. I was going to say, I never had in my life seen an official reach out to catch the punt.
Well, like he was calling a catch.
But it was the ball had been blown dead. 4th and 1 for the Indians. They're still going to punt the football away. DJ's back along the 20-yard line. Gets the punt away from there, and DJ picks it up at the 20. He's hit immediately. Fumbled the football, and I think the Indians have it, Keith.
Well, there were 2 Bulldogs there and 2 Indians, and I couldn't really tell who got the football.
David's right down on it. David, what did it look like?
Bulldogs recovered number 11 for the Bulldogs. I'm not familiar with that number, but number 11 for the Bulldogs is to recover the ball.
Yeah, that's Cameron. Cameron works as special teams, works at the corner for the Bulldog. Defensive side of the Bulldog, and they were lucky to get that football back.
They definitely were lucky to get that football back, and it was one of those low kicks that hit and was spinning end over end, and DJ went to get it and just kind of rolled right up his shoulder pad.
Settles us in 3 receivers wide to the right side of the field. Snap was a little bit high, and he just reaches up and gets it, after keeping himself across the 25-yard line out to the 26.
I don't know, Kurt, if that was a design quarterback draw, or if he just ran that because the snap was a little high, but able to pick up good yardage.
3 receivers wide to the right. Now this snap is over his head. He goes back and gets on it, falls on the football back inside the 5-yard line, and that snap was he couldn't reach it. It was over his head completely. And David, first 2 plays there, a little bit touchy on the snap.
Snap is way, way, way too high. Coaches are calling for the guy. Got a new center tonight as well. Matthew Harris is coming in and taking over the snapping, so hopefully he'll get it down on this play. If not, it'll be a safety.
Looks like it's going to be on the 3rd and 5-yard line. Handoff's going to go to number 14, Shaw. He breaks one tackle, now heads across the 20-yard line out to the 22. That's going to be close to the original line of scrimmage. I think it's going to bring up a 4th down, Keith, and they'll probably have the Bulldogs will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, good job there by Shaw running the football and trying to get into open space. Actually, just one guy was able to grab him, or he might have gone down the sideline and at least for sure got the 1st down. But as you said, it's going to be 4th down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Going to bring up a punting situation.
Sheffield to come on for the Bulldogs, punt the football away. Indians get a couple of would-be returners back along midfield, awaiting the punt. Kind of off the side of the foot, and it's going to go out of bounds right at the 45-yard line in Bulldog territory. So the Indians get pretty good field position to start this possession.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those rugby-style kicks. He was running to his right and tried to kick it, and it just kind of got up in the wind, and the wind is blowing in the Bulldogs' face right now. Not much to the kick, only, like you said, only getting to the 45. Byhalia will have possession on the Bulldogs' 45-yard line. 1st down and 10. 9:40 left in the first quarter.
Indians come to the line of scrimmage, got good field position to work with. Bulldogs stay with that traditional 3-down lineman set. Quarterback fakes a handoff, drop back, he throws a bullet, and it's going to be picked off by accident. He got a tipped it, and then he stayed with it, caught it, came down with it at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Wow, Kurt, that was a great play by Cody there. The quarterback faked the handoff in the middle and was rolling he tried to pump it. He thought he had somebody going right down the seam, and then he pulled it down and threw it again, and Cody just made a great athletic play, was able to make the interception. Bulldogs are going to have the first turnover of the game, 1st down on their own 39-yard line.
Shettles brings his team out after discussing it with Coach Cody Stubblefield, head football coach and athletic director of the Bulldogs. He'll set Cody Atkinson off his right hip. Twin receivers left, twin receivers right. Now he shifts Atkinson, sends him in motion. We've got movement along the line of scrimmage. I think one of the Bulldogs moved, Keith.
Well, I don't know it. Looks like it's going to be that. You're right, Kurt. I thought the nose guard might have got in the neutral zone first, but Bulldogs are kind of starting out a little shaky here early, Kurt.
It'll make it 1st and 15, and I think some of it, we got a new center and a couple of changes on that offensive line, and then just not, the rhythm's not there so far. Shettles hands it to Cody Atkinson, looks outside, stays inside out to the 40-yard line. Gained 5 on it, got it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, good job that time offensively with the offensive line blocking. The Bulldogs just need to settle down and get rolling.
Shettles trying to hurry his team up. Looks back, he looks across the middle, fires a bullet in there to Shaw, completes it at the 46-yard line. Gained 5 on it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. Nice job of going up and get it. Ball thrown just a little high. Shaw went up and did a good job of coming down with it.
Well, good job by Shettles there. The snap was a little off his left shoulder, and he got it down and got it to him quick.
Fakes a handoff to Axon, throws a little run pass option. A little bit low, goes incomplete. Shaw had a little bit of running room, would have got a 1st down out of it, but it was thrown just a little bit low. It'll be 4th down.
Well, and that time we ran it was an option there, and Shettles took the ball, faked the ball to the running back. Byhalia did a really good job of picking up the running back. Then they picked up Shettles, and he was trying to get it to Shaw and just threw it kind of at his ankles.
Sheffield to check in to punt the football away for the Bulldogs. Mark it at the 45-yard line. It's going to be a fake by the Bulldogs straight ahead to number 20, Powell, and he's going to be dropped shy of the first down. He did not get it. About a yard short, Keith.
Well, good call there. I thought that was a good time. I mean, at that point of the field, good time to run a fake punt, and just didn't execute. I mean, didn't block, didn't run hard, and again, the Bulldogs, to me, right now they're just flat. I mean, we all read everything, you see everything, and they're coming in here. I even talked about it before the game, and just kind of got to get a little pep in their step and get rolling.
I said Powell. I think that was Bolin who was the snap went to and stopped short, number 20. Quarterback for Byhalia's got a first down. He comes straight ahead, nowhere to go. He's going to lose a couple of yards on it. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, good job that time with the Bulldogs. Defensive front wall just caved the Byhalia Indians offensive line in and got in the backfield before anything really got started. Good aggressive play by the defense.
Got a pretty nice spot on it, too. Going to just give him a 1-yard loss. It'll make it 2nd and 11, actually. As the Indians huddle up, send a couple of receivers wide to the right. One running back set. Turn and pitches it. I don't know, pitched it almost out of bounds. Simpson got over there and got on the football, and I think he got it before it went out of bounds, Keith.
I think he did, and I don't know what the Byhalia running back was thinking. I mean, they were trying to run a sweep around the right side, and the quarterback turned and pitched it to him, and when he pitched it, it just went past him, and the running back kind of stopped. He didn't even really try to go after the ball. Bulldogs are going to get another turnover here, get possession of the football in the Indians' territory at about the 46-yard line.
Shettle gets his team up, send twin receivers left and right. That's going to be Simpson at the running back spot for the Bulldogs. He and Cody Axon work himself in and out, alternating. Handoff is to Simpson. Starts it inside, picks up a block, breaks it outside. May have fumbled the football, Keith. May have fumbled the football.
Well, he did fumble the football, and Byhalia's going to get it. And I'll tell you what, we've got a sloppy football game going here.
We're going to send it down to David Good. David, it just popped out on Simpson.
Pulled it right out of his hands there right at the end. He was almost at the first down marker. Just pulled it out and dropped to his knees on it. Another turnover in the ball game.
Got one score coming in for you. We'll pass along. East Union leads Boonville 6-0. That's early in the football game. And the scores tonight brought to you by Chevron Shortstop, right across the street from New Albany High School. Go by and see Jessica, Elizabeth, Savannah in the morning for the best coffee in town, right across the street from the high school. Locally owned and operated by David and Harriet King. Handoff goes, and Bolin's not going to let him outside. He tried to run a little sweep to this side. Terrell was there. He's going to lose about almost 10 yards on it. We're going to call it 2nd and 20.
Well, good job, as you said, by Bowling, and then also the rest of the guys just really getting in the backfield. They were trying to get to the corner, and Bowling wouldn't let that happen. Big loss that time for Byhalia Indians.
Mark the football at the 15-yard line. 2nd down, 20. As the Bulldogs switch Chapman from right to left. Now the Indians move a tight end in, put him on the left side, and we've got movement along the line of scrimmage. And I think we had a Bulldog jump in the neutral zone. That's going to be Big Tucker for the Bulldogs, number 95. Give the Indians 5 yards.
Yep, Kurt, that's exactly what happened. The Bulldogs got a little anxious that time and jumped in the neutral zone, going to give Byhalia some of the yards back that they've lost.
2nd down, 15. We'll call it 15. It's really probably 16. As the Indians work up under center, give it a handoff to the up back. Nowhere to go. Nice job there defensively for the Bulldog player. Keith, I'm trying to make out his number.
I couldn't tell. It was one of the linebackers. I'm not really sure which one it was, but again, it was just good play.
I think it was going to be number 12 is what I think, number Jack Keener. It'll be 3rd down and 14. We've got a timeout. We'll join them back in 60 seconds.
It's finally game time. The smell of the fresh-cut grass, the sound of the drums as the band gets ready to perform, and of course the roar of the crowd as our hometown New Albany Bulldogs enter the field. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage here in New Albany remember those days and agree they were some of the best. They also want your mortgage experience to be the best as well. They pride themselves on excellent customer service and establishing a personal connection with their clients. They also have the knowledge and programs to fit your mortgage needs. So whether you're building, buying, or refinancing your current home, they want to help. Call them and set up an appointment today. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage. Let them help make your dreams come true. Go Dogs!
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
All right, we're back in Byhalia. Bulldogs and the Indians scoreless with 7:42 left in the clock's running, Kurt. Now, I don't think the clock's supposed to be running, but it is running. And it's, wow. Anyway, it's 7 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Byhalia has the football. 3rd down, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be third and about 13. As the Indian quarterback works up under center, he hands it to an up back, and he's hit in the backfield by a host of Bulldogs, led by number 51. Looked like made initial contact. That's Zane Chapman once again. Going to lose about 4 yards on it, depending on where the mark actually is, and I'm sure the Indians will punt it away.
The Bulldogs are playing in the Indians' backfield a lot here these last 2 possessions, and again, going to have a chance for the Bulldogs to get really good field position, and DJ just got to get his hands on it and get moving the other way.
Ball's going to be snapped from the 30-yard line. DJ's going to line up about the 43. Awaiting the punt. And we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them back in 60 seconds.
Insurance agencies and companies may appear to be the same on the surface, but you'll discover a world of difference when you look a little closer. The biggest difference is the people who serve you. At Collins Insurance Agency, we've been through the good times and the not-so-good times, too, always serving the people of this area with the very best in insurance coverage from some of the world's finest insurance companies. Collins Insurance Agency in New Albany.
All right, we're back in Byhalia. We have 6 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Byhalia getting ready to punt. They have a 4th down and about 15 yards to go from their own 30-yard line. The snap is back, and the Bulldogs almost blocked it again. Got a good punt away. I'm not sure if that hit anybody. The Byhalia's letting it roll. They're going to hop on it. And I hope that didn't hit a Bulldog because it was really close to hitting somebody. Not going to hit the Bulldogs, though. The Bulldogs are going to have the ball 1st down and 10 on their own 47-yard line. Again, no score in the football game. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Braden's going to bring his team out. He's going to have trips to the left. He's going to have single receiver to the right. He's going to have a running back over to his right. He's going to hand the ball to Cody going off the left side. He cuts up the middle, cuts to the outside. He's got the corner. He's going to run it. He's going down the sideline. Cody is going to pick up, looks like about, really good run there by Cody. Going to pick up about 35 yards on the run. 1st down for the Bulldogs. They're going to have it at Byhalia's 25-yard line.
Really was, Keith, and Cody got those last 5 by himself, just refused to come down.
Well, we talk about it all the time. He's a hard-running dude. Going to hand it to him again, straight up the middle, and the big man in the middle there grabs him, and Cody gives him a ride as well. Not a whole lot there that time, and Cody ran the football, was able to pick up 5 or 6 yards for the Bulldogs.
Make it second down. We'll call it 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs as they're just inside the 15-yard line. Just inside the 20-yard line, excuse me. As Shettles brings a man in motion, that's Shaw. Gives it to Axon, picks up a block, turns it back in. Hit it at the 10-yard line, taken down. Hit hard, too, Keith.
Well, again, good hard running there and good hard tackling there by Byhalia. Just big hole over there on the left side. Offensive line did a good job. Cody running hard, picks up the first down.
Shaw in motion, hand it to him on the inside, turns it back inside, bounces off a man, and he's going to take it into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown. And that's Shaw. Does a nice job on that play. Comes in motion, they give him the ball. Instead of coming out and getting on the edge, he cuts it back in. Did a really good job of it last week. Did the same thing just on that exact play.
You're right, Kurt. He does a really good job of letting the play develop and looking for the hole. I mean, I think the original intent, obviously, is for him to get to the outside. But if there's nothing going on out there, he just waits till he sees something. Really good job. Good blocking by the offensive line.
Conley does the snapping. Bolin does the holding. And Alexander's on the kick. Snap a little bit low. Nice job of getting it up by Bolin. The kick is up. It's high. It's long. And the Tallahatchie Gourmet extra point's good. New Albany goes up 7-0. We'll be back with these messages.
Reason number 8 to bank at BNA, the technology you demand. We work hard to bring you the latest in banking technologies that make your life easier. Free ATMs, mobile banking, online bill pay, and more. BNA Bank, the bank for Northeast Mississippi.
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
What will I find at Van Atkins? Well, diamonds. Lots and lots of diamonds. Jewelry that you will not see in any other place. Our Van Atkins collection is styled from beautiful pieces from the past with a fresh Southern update. I believe you'll find value, too. You'll also find people who are a part of this community. If you're celebrating something, we're going to celebrate, too. We really hope you'll find Van Atkins special. I'm Chuck Cooper, and I feel privileged to be a part of that.
Down to the 24-yard line, taken down by number 18 of the Bulldogs. That's going to be Cortland Earl. 1st and 10 for the Indians.
Well, much better job that time by the Bulldogs covering that kickoff, and a lot of hard licks going on there. That kickoff brought to you, as all kickoffs, by Northeast Mississippi Community College. Northeast, if you want to find out about Northeast Athletics, go to www.nemccathletics.com for a complete schedule plus up-to-date news on all sports.
1st down, 10 yards to go for the Indians at the 24-yard line. Got a couple of 3 former Tigers doing the ball game tonight. Keith and David played a few years after I did, I think, but all 3 of us played up there for Coach Ward and wouldn't take anything for it.
No doubt about that. Good job there by the defensive front wall of the Bulldogs. They're going to be in the backfield again, going to lose yards. Going to be, looks like they're going to lose about 3 yards there, Kurt.
Yeah, no doubt, no question about it. And that's number 38 for the Bulldogs making the tackle. And I just don't know who that is.
38 is not on the roster, is he? Huh.
Unless I saw the number wrong, which is possible.
That's possible for sure.
Nevertheless, it's 2nd and 12 for the Indians. They'll set a tight end to the right side. Quarterback back to pass. He's got time to throw it. Throws it out of bounds. It goes incomplete. Shaw was there on the coverage. DJ was over there with him. Well covered. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Well, good job there by the defensive front wall getting in the backfield. The quarterback, I don't think he's a big threat to throw the football a lot, and that time he just kind of flung it on an out route over here to number 8. And as you said, DJ and Shaw were both in great position. No chance of completion on that one.
3:23 remaining in the 1st quarter. 3rd down and 12 for the Indians. Back to pass, got time, throws it across the middle, had a receiver open, couldn't get him the ball. It goes incomplete. And I'm going to try to send it down to David Good. David, we've got number 38 out there, linebacker, and just unable to figure out who that is. You know?
Hold on, I'll get it for you.
Kurt, that time it was a good play. Good play by the Indians. They had kind of delayed their tight end and just good pressure by the Bulldogs front wall.
They'll check their punter on and punt it away. DJ will line up at the 49-yard line awaiting the Indian punt. The Bulldogs lead this football game 7-0. We're still in the first quarter. Snap back under heavy pressure, gets it away. DJ's going to let it bounce. Now he's going to get away from it at the 40-yard line, and a nice punt by the Indians. Bulldogs will have a first down at the 40-yard line.
I tell you what, the young man from Byhalia is getting pressure on him every time he punts the football, and is actually getting some pretty good punts away, and that's the second time that the Bulldogs blockers have been going back to help DJ out, and the ball almost hit us again that time. We were fortunate it did not. Bulldogs are going to have good field position, though, at their own 39, leading this football game 7-0 with 3 minutes and 1 second left in the first quarter.
I think that number 38, according to David Good, is going to be Stephen Woods, a junior. He's normally listed as number 39, but he's wearing 38 tonight as Shettles brings his team out. He sets Simpson as a running back, brings Shaw in motion, fakes it to Shaw, gives it to Simpson, bounces it outside, down the sideline. We got a foot race at the 40, down, finally shoved out of bounds along the 30-yard line, just inside the 30-yard line at the 29-yard line. First and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Well, a lot of misdirection there by the Bulldogs that time. Braden did a good job of faking it in and getting it back going to the left, and when we got going over to the left side, there really wasn't anybody there. Just good blocking by the Bulldogs.
Shettles hurries him up, hands it to Simpson. He's straight ahead. He runs by one man, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. I thought I saw a flag thrown. If it was, it would be on the Indians for too many men on the field. Touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Well, again, we talked about it so much last week about the Bulldog front wall, how they blocked, and that time it was just Simpson didn't have anybody touch him really for about 10 or 15 yards. Good hard running by Keelan, and Bulldog offense has got it rolling now.
This extra point brought to you by Tallahatchie Gourmet down on Main Street in New Albany. As Conley does the snapping, Bolden does the holding, Robbins will do the kicking. Good snap, good hold, high, long, right down the middle, still perfect on the season. Bulldogs go up 14-0.
Well, good drive there by the offense, super job. And Kurt, we got a little something going on here. A lot of pressure on these kickers now. They're going to make every extra point all year.
I'm just telling you, man.
Which one's going to be the first one to miss it?
I don't know when the last time that happened, but I mean, we can go back and do a little math and figure out how many extra points that is without missing one. I know we've had 3 and maybe 4 field goals.
Well, that's something that it makes you feel comfortable about your offense, and when you know you've got somebody you can count on to do that. So, got another kickoff coming up here by Northeast Mississippi Community College. Northeast has started their football season. Obviously, last night they lost a tough one to Pearl River. They do still have home games this year against Mississippi Delta for homecoming on September the 22nd, East Central on October the 6th, East Mississippi on October the 13th, and the Northwest Rangers on October the 27th. If you want to watch Northeast football, you can always watch it at nemcctv.com.
Robbins has got it teed up. He's got a kick. It's another high towering kick fielded at the 18-yard line. Runner breaks one tackler, sidesteps a man, taken down. This time he's not going to go up the sideline. Good coverage by the Bulldog kickoff team.
Well, the Bulldog kickoff team might have heard me talking bad about them because the last 2 kickoffs they have really got down the field and laid some wood on some folks. So good job of coverage, good job by the defense, good job by the offense. Just need to keep it rolling. We're leading 14-0 with 2:21 left in the first quarter.
Indians really unable to muster any offense on the night, Keith. I think they got a first down or 2 maybe on a penalty or something, but as far as gaining any yardage, really been very ineffective offensively.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right there, Kurt, and a lot of it has to do with the Bulldogs are just physically whipping them in the front line.
Quarterback continues to work under center, and once again we've got movement on the line of scrimmage, and I think the Bulldogs, Tucker is going to be flagged for another jumping into the neutral zone.
That's going to be on them, Kurt. They got procedure. They moved. They drew Tucker off sides.
Well, I'll say one thing. Tucker's coming off of that football on the defensive side. He's not standing around waiting on anything.
No doubt about that. He is aggressively going after it for sure.
He's only 6'5" and 280, 14 years old, and I feel sorry for the man that's lined up across from him.
Yep. I'm excited about watching him play for a few years too.
Absolutely. Tight end set to the right side by the Indians. Looks at the Bulldog defense. Hands it to his running back, looks outside, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and turns it inside. He's down to the 29-yard line. Nice job of running the football there by number 4 of the Indians.
Well, Jarrell did a good job from his defensive end / linebacker position to force the runner to cut back into the inside, and we just didn't have our linebacker there to make the play. And again, it was a good job of running by the Indians, number 4, as you said.
Second down and about 8 for the Indians. 1:48 remaining first quarter. Bulldogs lead the football game 14-0. 3 down lineman set by the Bulldogs. Tucker gets in the backfield, breaks it up, tries to break it outside. Number 38, Woods for the Bulldogs, slams him to the ground for a loss of about 1 yard, maybe 2. It'll be third down, and we're going to call it 9.
Good job that time, Kurt, by number 95, Emmanuel Tucker for the Bulldogs, the freshman that we were talking about earlier, getting in the backfield and disrupting things. And as you said, the Bulldogs did a really good job of pursuing, able to get to the running back for Byhalia before he ever got back to the line of scrimmage. Going to be 3rd and long for Byhalia here, Kurt.
Up under center. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, nowhere to go. Couldn't have been read any better by number 51 for the Bulldogs.
That's Zane.
Zane didn't take the fact at all, and Zane's having a big football game for the Bulldogs.
Well, Zane's a really good football player for the Bulldogs, senior, 5'7", 173, and that time he played his position like you're supposed to. They faked the ball in the middle. Quarterback was trying to run a bootleg around to the left, and Zane had nothing of it. He was there waiting on him, and good play by the defense.
Next week's opponent, Boonville, leads East Union 14-6, still in the first quarter. Terrible snap. I don't know how the punter did a good job of getting it away. He may lose yardage on the punt. They're going to mark that football as a 23. I think he got about a 5-yard punt, about 5 yards out of it based on where the down box was. But, I mean, the ball was rolled back to him. Nice job of getting rid of the football.
I'm going to make a bold prediction that we're going to block one before the night's over with.
Got to get one. I don't know how.
Well, the snaps aren't getting back there. The kid, the punter has actually done a really good job tonight of getting the ball off.
Yeah. Shettles brings his team up. Twin receivers left, twins right. Throws it out in the flats, completes it to Shaw. Sidestep a would-be tackler. Now taken down by a couple of Indians. They're taken out of bounds. He'll have enough for a first down. Does Shaw, and a nice job of throwing the football, nice job of catching it. Now we've got a late flag coming in, and we're going to send it down to David Good and see if he knows what the flag is. David?
Had an unsportsmanlike on Shaw. He pushed him after they got out of bounds. The guy was kind of hanging on to him, so he pushed him off of him. They called a unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bulldog.
Huh. Well, I tell you, the play itself, they were given about 10 yards cushion on Shaw, and he just ran a little out route, and Braden did a really good job of hitting him. Good hard running by Shaw after he caught the football. And I did notice, they're on the other side of the field. I knew there was a little bit of scuffling in there, but disappointing to get a personal foul. Move us back. Still going to be first down for the Bulldogs.
They're moving the chain.
I think what they're doing, Kurt, they're giving him the first down that he did get.
Okay.
And then they're going to penalize him after that.
That's exactly what it is. put the football, mark the football as a 25-yard line. The Bulldogs.
Well, now they're moving it back again.
I'll say one thing. I don't think anybody knows where the chains are supposed to be. They're bringing them back. They're going to call it 1st and 10 is what they're going to do.
Huh.
As Shettle sends a lone receiver wide to the right. Bobble snap a little bit, handed to Cody Atkinson inside the 25-yard line, to 24, taken down hard by an Indian. We're going to give him about 3 yards on it. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Well, good job that time by Byhalia's front wall of clogging things up. Not a whole lot there. Cody running hard. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. The New Albany Bulldogs lead Byhalia 14-0. We're going to send it back to the station. You're listening to Bulldog football.
It's finally game time. The smell of the fresh cut grass, the sound of the drums as the band gets ready to perform, and of course the roar of the crowd as our hometown New Albany Bulldogs enter the field. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage here in New Albany remember those days and agree they were some of the best. They also want your mortgage experience to be the best as well. They pride themselves on excellent customer service and establishing a personal connection with their clients. They also have the knowledge and programs to fit your mortgage needs. So whether you're building, buying, or refinancing your current home, they want to help. Call them and set up an appointment today. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage. Let them help make your dreams come true. Go Dogs!
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
All right, we're back in Byhalia. The Bulldogs lead the football game 14-0, getting ready to start the second quarter. And Byhalia will have the football for 2nd down and about 4 yards to go for the 1st down. The reason I sound a little confused because I thought that was supposed to be further than that. But anyway, the Byhalia will have the football, trailing the football game 14-0, and starting to get in some scores from Chevron shortstop across from the high school there. And I said Byhalia's going to have the football. I apologize. New Albany's got the football, and it's 2nd down for the Bulldogs. Shettles comes to the line of scrimmage. He's got 2 receivers to his right. He's going to hand the ball straight up the middle to Cody Atkinson. Cody's cutting back. Cody's going to get down inside the 10-yard line. Going to be a 1st down for the Bulldogs. 1st and goal, leading the football game 14-0.
Keith Ripley's taking a 14-0 lead over Kossuth. That's a second quarter score. And I think it's homecoming up there. Tupelo and Corinth is playing tonight. I see no score in that football game reported yet.
Braden's got a receiver. He's going to throw a slant pattern across the middle, and it's almost picked off by Byhalia. He was trying to hit. I think that was Bowling going across number 13 on a slant, and threw it a little bit late in the receive. I don't know if that was a linebacker or a safety for Byhalia. Should have had a pick.
Second quarter score, Amory 28, Morville nothing. And we'll have all kind of scores for you at halftime tonight, brought to you by Game Day Barbershop down on Bankhead Street.
Cody's going to take the football straight up the middle, going to get hit right at the goal line.
They're going to give him a touchdown on the Keith. I couldn't see the goal line, but I can see the official with his hands up. And a nice job of blocking up front ones that we bragged on that offensive line last week. Nice job of opening it up right there. Bulldogs go up 20-0, and Alexandria come on for this extra point to see if he can keep it perfect.
Oh, man, I hate to put that jinx or pressure on him, but this is a big one.
Brought to you by Tallahatchie Gourmet. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, it's high, it's long, and the record is still intact. It's perfect. 21-0. New Albany leads the football game, and we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Insurance agencies and companies may appear to be the same on the surface, but you'll discover a world of difference when you look a little closer. The biggest difference is the people who serve you. At Collins Insurance Agency, we've been through the good times and the not-so-good times, too, always serving the people of this area with the very best in insurance coverage from some of the world's finest insurance companies. Collins Insurance Agency in New Albany.
And it's going to be another one of those line drive kicks. This time it's going to go out of bounds. Robbins didn't quite get it. He usually kicks it high towering and always to the left side. And really does a good job of putting some height on that kickoff. But that one will go out of bounds. The Indians will get it at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, that was close to being a really good kick. He kicked it, and it went out of bounds about the 2-yard line. He was trying to get it to he had kicked it over Byhalia. All their players had just got a kick and kicked out of bounds. But that kickoff and all kickoffs this year is brought to you by Northeast Mississippi Community College. If you want to watch Northeast sports, you can watch it on NEMCCTV.com. Kurt got another score in here from Chevron shortstop. Looks like I hope this one is correct for me. The Myrtle Hawks are leading Thrasher 7-0 in the second quarter.
Could be their first win of the game of the young season. As the Indians come to the line of scrimmage with a 1st and 10 to work with. The Bulldogs are really coming hands off, and the ball's fumbled in the end zone. I think the Bulldogs fell on it. I can't tell who, but I mean, just total disruption in the backfield.
Well, that time Montavio Sullivan was in the backfield before the back ever got the football, knocked the football out of his hands, and I'm not really sure who got on it, but Bulldogs are going to have it 1st down and 10 at about the, what is that going to be, Kurt? About the 20-yard line.
Yeah, right at the just shy of the 20-yard line. We'll call it the 20. 1st and 10 as Shuttles brings his team out. He'll send Shumpert wide to the right with DJ. Shaw will be wide to the left, all by himself on this wide side of the field. And Shuttles throws it out to Boland. And he's going to be well covered by the Indians, taken down hard. He got a yard out of it, but, I mean, they had that play read perfect.
Yeah, Braden just popped up and threw it out there quick, trying to get it out quick to the receiver. And as you said, Byhalia did a really good job of defending that play. There wasn't much there. Able to pick up about a yard.
Yeah. 2nd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. The Shuttles hands it to the running back, Simpson. He follows his blocker. Now he breaks it to the sideline. He's at the 10, taken down at the 7-yard line. It's Simpson. It'll be awful close to a Bulldog 1st down. It will be a 1st down. It'll bring up a 1st and goal to go.
Well, good job there by the offensive line of getting it sealed on the left end. And Keelan did a really good job of getting out there on the corner, running hard. Good tackle by the Byhalia Indian defender. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
Mark it right at the 7-yard line. Boland brings Shaw in motion. He hands it to him, looks outside, cuts it back in, and he waltzes into the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown.
Well, we talked about it earlier when we ran that play. It's a good job. I mean, when he gets the football, Shaw just is really and truly, he just kind of stays there until he sees that gap, and he shoots through it, and another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
I'm trying to remember I was trying to remember last week who he reminds me of when he cuts it back in like that. But a few years ago when Josh Creekmore ran that same position, he'd turn it back up inside and always got good yardage out of it. Is that extra point by Tallahassee Gourmet is up by Robbins, and it's good. Once again, 28-0, 10:24 remaining in the second quarter. Back in 60 seconds.
Insurance agencies and companies may appear to be the same on the surface, but you'll discover a world of difference when you look a little closer. The biggest difference is the people who serve you. At Collins Insurance Agency, we've been through the good times and the not-so-good times, too. Always serving the people of this area with the very best in insurance coverage from some of the world's finest insurance companies. Collins Insurance Agency in New Albany.
All right, we're back at Byhalia, and Robbins kicks the ball down to about the 5-yard line. Number 11 for the Byhalia Indians takes the football and runs it to the left side. Is going to get it back out to about the 40-yard line. Good hard running by him, and a few missed tackles there by the Bulldogs. And I said that's 11. Now that he's walking this way, I think it may be 13.
That'll be bowling for the Bulldogs, number 13.
No, I'm talking about for them.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
No, it's all right. Yeah, it is 13.
They've got the football at the 39-yard line. They, being the Byhalia Indians, trailing this football game 28-0. They've showed some ability to break a big play, showed some explosiveness, but have not been able to put a drive together against this Bulldog defense. Quarterback works up under center, back to pass, tries to get it away, and does get it away. It goes incomplete at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, again, good pressure, good job by the linebackers in the secondary getting up. Kind of not necessarily a screen, but kind of like a screen pass there, and nothing there. Even if he would have caught the football, there wouldn't have been anything there.
Indians work with a 2nd and 10. They trail the football game 28-0 in the second quarter. They'll send a wide receiver left and right. Work up under center, back to pass. Tried to hit that releasing that man across the middle. He was open on that play earlier, Keith. This time we had him pretty well covered.
Well, we had our safety, Cortland Earl was there, and then we had Cameron, number 11, there. Both of them had an opportunity to possibly even intercept that ball, and just good job by the Bulldog defense of being in position.
Bulldogs stay with that 3-down lineman set. As the Indians stay in the huddle, no hurry to come out. Of course, they trail the football game 28-0. Work with a 2 tight end set. Long snap count. Bulldogs don't jump. Turn-handed, trying to get outside, does the runner, and he's taken down immediately. And once again, that's going to be Keener on the tackle along with number 20, Bowling, for the Bulldogs.
Good job by the linebackers that time. They pulled both guards. They were trying to get a little sweep going around the right end. And as you said, Keener got there first, just really did a good job of getting in position, getting him down. Going to bring up 3rd down and, 4th down. Byhalia is going to punt the football.
DJ will get back for the Bulldogs. Line up as a 32-yard line, anticipating the punt. And this punter has been under heavy pressure all night long, Keith.
This may be the one here, Kurt.
Bulldogs are coming high. Now he gets it away. He goes straight up. Let's see which way it's going to bounce. Well, that's going to be to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the punt. And they're struggling with the punt team, I'll say that.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be Bulldogs are going to have possession of the football at Byhalia's 30. Going to mark it at about the 39-yard line, maybe the 38. 1st and 10. We've got 9 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first half. Bulldogs lead 28-0.
Bulldogs discussing with Coach Cody Stubblefield along the sideline. Now they come out to the field, straight to the line of scrimmage. Twin receivers left, twin receivers right. Shettles works at quarterback and brings Shaw in motion left to right. Fakes it up the middle, does that little run pass option, hits Shaw this time. He breaks one tackle, still on his feet, breaks another tackle, still on his feet, cuts it across the field, back inside, finally taken down Here's Shaw just inside the 20-yard line. We have to see exactly where they mark it. But, Keith, that's the play they tried earlier, and the ball was thrown a little early. This time it was right on the money.
Well, just a really good job by Braden there running that play, and, again, hitting Shaw in stride. And I think Shaw might have had a little grease on him because they sure couldn't grab him that time.
Mark it right at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Hand off to Shaw. Looks inside. Turns it back in. Again, touchdown for the Bulldogs. And that's not Shaw. That was number 26 for the Bulldogs, Keith.
That was number 25. I think that was Zach Clay that time.
Okay.
20 football. Yep, it was, Kurt.
25 Clay. Touchdown for the Bulldogs, and they'll go up 34-0. And here comes Alexander as we play revolving kickers on this Bulldog team. Alexander's going to come in for this extra point. Conley does the snapping. Snap's good, the hole's good, the kick is up. It's high, it's long, and is it good? It is. Bulldogs 35, Indians for Byhalia 0. Back after these messages.
Reason number 8 to bank at BNA, the technology you demand. We work hard to bring you the latest in banking technologies that make your life easier. Free ATMs, mobile banking, online bill pay, and more. BNA Bank, the bank for Northeast Mississippi.
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
What will I find at Van Atkins? Well, diamonds. Lots and lots of diamonds. Jewelry that you will not see in any other place. Our Van Atkins collection is styled from beautiful pieces from the past with a fresh Southern update. I believe you'll find value too. You'll also find people who are a part of this community. If you're celebrating something, we're going to celebrate too. We really hope you'll find Van Atkins special. I'm Chuck Cooper, and I feel privileged to be a part of that.
All right, Robbins has got it teed up right at the 40-yard line. Waiting on instructions from the officials to go ahead and kick it. It's a line drive kick. It's fielded at the 10, 11-yard line, out to the 15 to the 20. Hit is at 22, taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line by number 6. That's going to be Zion, isn't it?
It is. Good job there by the Bulldogs of getting down on the coverage team that time, and the good kick by Witt, the returner for the Indians, just took it right up the right sideline. The Bulldogs did a good job of getting him out of bounds.
Zion on the tackle. He's a backup running back for the Bulldogs, a 10th grader, and I got news for you folks. He's going to be a good one.
Yeah, you need to remember that number and name because he will be a player before it's over with. Got a few more scores here. Hamilton leads Smithfield 6-0. Ethel over McAdams 14-0. Hayes coming to the line, so I'll hold off on some of these.
Quarterback for the Indians looks left, look right. Got a couple of tight ends set. Goes nowhere. 38 for the Bulldogs. Woods there going to drop him for a 1-yard loss. Be 2nd and 11.
Good job again by the Bulldogs. Interior wall, that number 48, Isaac Gilbert, in on the tackle as well that time for the Bulldogs. Not much there for the Indians. We've got 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Bulldogs lead the football game 35-0.
Bulldogs will stay with that 3-down lineman set. They've gone with it most of the year. Walk bowling up on the end. Got to see Zion in the game. And he's going to be involved in the tackle coming from the backside. 3 Bulldogs there, maybe 4, making the tackle. Zion Robertson was one of them. Number 56 for the Bulldogs, Keith, also in on the tackle.
Mr. Sullivan is in there, senior defensive lineman.
Montavio. And it'll bring up a 2nd down, and we're going to call it 20.
Got a couple of more scores. Kurt Mantachi over Hatley 35-6. Pass Christian over Purvis 14-6. Poplarville over Lumberton 35-0. Those scores, remember, are brought to you by Chevron across the street from the high school there in New Albany.
Don't you forget to go by and see Jessica, Elizabeth, and Savannah in the mornings. Get you a cup of the best coffee in town. Had a receiver open to it just a little bit behind him, couldn't come down with it. Well covered by the Bulldogs. It'll be 4th and 20. Indians just don't have a choice, Keith. They're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, he ran a little hook route there, turned it in. As you said, he was open for a second. He threw the ball behind him. I don't think he would have been able to get much over a couple of Bulldog defenders there. DJ's going to back up again to receive this punt. He's going to stand around the 50-yard line. He's actually at about hour 48. Bulldogs bringing pressure again on the punt. Snap rolls back, and he's going to kick it off the side of his foot again, and this one is going to go a little bit further than the last one, but not much.
22-yard line, and it's going to be a 5-yard punt.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs are going to take possession there, leading the football game 35-0 with 3:40 left in the first half.
Game day barbershop post halftime show coming up for you. We're going to have some scores from all over the state of Mississippi. New Albany High School marching band. David Gooder trying to get in touch with Coach Cody Stubblefield, discuss the first half. Momentarily coming up at halftime. Shuttlesworth with twin receivers left, twin to right. Now we've got a stoppage of play. I didn't see what the question was, Keith.
I think Byhalia is calling the timeout, and the Bulldogs have made some substitutions already. Actually, that was Jeb Bowen fixing to play some quarterback, though, but they're taking a timeout. We're going to take that timeout with them. You're listening to Bulldog Football.
It's finally game time. The smell of the fresh cut grass, the sound of the drums as the band gets ready to perform, and of course the roar of the crowd as our hometown New Albany Bulldogs enter the field. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage here in New Albany remember those days and agree they were some of the best. They also want your mortgage experience to be the best as well. They pride themselves on excellent customer service and establishing a personal connection with their clients. They also have the knowledge and programs to fit your mortgage needs. So whether you're building, buying, or refinancing your current home, they want to help. Call them and set up an appointment today. Jody Walls and Brady Brock with Gumtree Mortgage. Let them help make your dreams come true. Go Dogs!
Call State Farm agent Wally Morgan at 662-539-7062 today.
Jeb came in at quarterback for the Bulldogs, Keith, and hands it to DJ on a little motion play. DJ's going to take it into the land of milk and honey. Touchdown for the Bulldogs, and they'll go up 41-0.
Well, again, we run that play a lot. We've run it both ways. We run it to Shaw. We've run it to a bunch of different guys, and that time Jeb hands it, like you said, to DJ, and he moseys into the end zone.
This is going to be Robbins kicking. Snapped. A good job of getting that snap down by Bowling. It's up, it's high, it's good, and that extra point brought to you by Tallahatchie Gourmet. And I think that's the first snaps of the year, quarterback for Bowling. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think you're correct on that. And again, a lot of other offensive linemen in the game early, and again, good to see some of these young men that go out there and practice every week and sweat and put in the work to get a chance to get in the football game.
And you know, Jeb's not a rookie there at quarterback. He's played it most of his playing career, and this year moved out to a slot. And but he can come in. I mean, he's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, but he's not as good as his brother. His brother's a legend. You know, you remember him? He was
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hadn't seen him in a while, but he was a good one.
He was a good quarterback. Jeb would probably end up being better than him, I would imagine. But
man, you're gonna get a family feud going.
No, they're both good kids, and they're both good quarterbacks.
They're both good football players, I can tell you that. Robbins' kick is going to be taken it's going to go out of bounds at the 9-yard line. It bounced, it tried to come back in, then it went on out at the 9. They'll bring it out 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that was the Indian return man. He let it hit. He thought it was going to just bounce out of bounds, and it kicked and bounced straight up in the air, and he's like, uh-oh, what do I do? And he let it hit again. It bounced out of bounds. So they will get possession of the football at the 35-yard line. We got 50 seconds left in the first half. New Albany leads the game 42-0.
Clock runs down to 45 seconds, inside 45 seconds, down to 40. And the Indians are going to have time to get one play off. They trail the football game 42-0. Handoff up the middle, nowhere to go whatsoever. A couple of Bulldogs there making the tackle. Look like number 41 made first contact. That's Chance Robinson.
Looks like the clock.
We're going to get ready to send it down to David Good. David, you got a pretty good first half of football. You're going to be able to see if you can get with Coach Stubblefield.
Yes, sir. We'll be getting with Coach Stubblefield. Yeah, after kind of a rocky start, Bulldogs have turned it around and put some plays back to back to back. Let's see if we can't get Coach Stubblefield here in just a minute.
Bulldogs lead the football game 42-0. David, just take it away.
All right, Coach. Got a little bit of a rocky start, but you got to be happy with the way the guys responded.
Yeah, we've got some changes up front with Kathy out. We've shifted the center out, Matthew Harris. It's been really good for us to get some reps right there, though. I think they've settled down finally, and we're being successful up front. Some guys, they're not. They've got a couple guys out. They're not playing very well, and defensively we're doing really well. I mean, we're getting really physical up front. And playing good football right now.
Had a good quarter out of Montavio Sullivan and number 38 Woods.
Yeah.
He's been really bringing the wood today.
Montavio's a little bit of our bell cow over there. I mean, they respond to him, the energy that he plays with, the emotion he plays with. They rally around him. So he's a guy he was important last year before he got hurt. He's important again. So, he does a really good job for us up front.
Imagine we'll see some younger guys in the second half, maybe a second quarterback.
Yeah, we started rotating some in there. You should see more and more. We want to get those guys experience. Jeb, we brought Jeb in there late. We want to make sure Jeb gets some reps at quarterback because he is our backup quarterback at this point. You started seeing some young offensive linemen, some young steel guys. They work hard week in and week out. So anytime you're in this opportunity, you want to give them a chance to play too.
Good luck. I'll let you get back to your team. Back to you guys.
All right.